Hey there everyone, Tesh here and welcome to another exciting video of our mongoDB series. We are trying to write test for create, read, update and delete, and this time we're going to write a test for delete, and of course I'm going to give you some assignments as well. So previously I gave you assignment that all read tests should move on to their separate file, and I hope everybody did that. And now I'm going to give you assignment for all delete tests. So these tests should move on to their separate file, and that's going to be really fantastic. So how we can write these delete tests? It's going to be actually really simple, but there are a lot of options while deleting the things. We have seen that already when we were learning the basics of MongoDB, that we do have a ton of options to delete anything at all. So we're going to be going for that, and for that we are going to be using our describe block. Describe blocks takes two parameters. You know them very well. One is the title, another one is the callback function. So we're going to simply say these are all delete tests. Makes sense. And we are going to fire up a callback function. There we go. So if you've taken up my JavaScript series, you might be quite familiar with these callback. We do use them quite a lot there. Okay, so we're going to follow the exact same syntax because in order to delete something, we should have something. So this reader, this before each, this is going to be exactly identical here. So we're going to say, let's call this a deleter instead of reader because it's delete, so it makes sense. So let's go ahead and first and foremost, we're going to use our before each, that one. And this also takes a callback. So we're going to throw up a callback just like that. There we go. So what you really want to do in this deleter, we want to first and foremost create a new student data type here. So student, come on, there we go. And this reminds me that just after when I was done recording the previous video, I realized that I forgot a new keyword, probably coming up a habit because I'm just coming up from a Dart series. So, you know, this new keyword, sometimes I skip that, my bad. Again, don't forget this new keyword. So this expects you to have just one parameter here. So we're going to be doing just that. So we're going to say name, and that is going to be deleter. Okay, so now that deleter is ready, we can simply go ahead and say, hey, deleter, you can get save, not says, save. Okay, so this is all good. This is all awesome. We really want to do exactly this much. But in case you realize, previously I told you that there is a done thing. Done is like a sequence of thing, and in the order that you write it, they always execute in that order. So it really makes sense in here that we do follow this done series here as well. So for before each, we're going to go up here and we're going to say done, and then we can chain on a call of a then here. And by the way, we can chain on as many then as we want to. And once the first then is finished, then the second then finishes off, then the third then finishes off. So it just keeps on going like that. So in here, we're going to throw a callback. And since this is just a one-liner, I can just go ahead and say done, and I should be all happy. There we go. So this part is all done. Now let's move on to the actual part, referencing it from the top, that again, we have to use it, which takes two parameters, the title and whatever the callback you are looking up for. So how can we delete some of the stuff? And as I mentioned, there are so many ways of deleting the stuff. Let me walk you through with a couple of them. So I can say it, and then we can say a delete test for deleter. There we go. And then I'm going to throw up a callback. There we go. Looks awesome. Okay, so how we can delete this stuff? Now, there are a couple of ways. Some of them are really good. Some of them are not so good. Now, one of the easy way of deleting anything in the MongoDB is deleter.remove. So we can just go ahead and use this one here. I don't recommend that although, because it's prone to getting so many mistakes here. So that's not a good idea. What can be the other thing? We also have seen these kinds of things in the MongoDB earlier part as well, that call up your entire collection, which is in this case student. Now in this student, what we really want to do is we just want to put a dot, and there are so many methods that we can use. Some of them is, you might have noticed, find by ID and delete. Okay, but there is also find one and remove. Find by ID and update is not something that we are looking for. We are looking for remove. So there is find one and remove, and find one and delete. So what is the difference between both of them? Now the difference is not very much. They do accept almost the same parameters, but the delete is, according to the MongoDB guideline, is the most latest one. And if you're going to use remove, it will work, but it will give you a deprecation warning that soon in the future we're going to just deprecate it. So what we're going to use? Remove. No, just kidding. We're going to use delete. So we're going to use find by ID and delete. So what are the parameters that it takes? Now, the best way of finding out any person that or any object that you want to have here is just use its ID. So we're going to say deleter dot underscore ID. Now, surely you can use directly remove, but in the programmatical world, this is moreover the approach that you will be using. Okay, so we have deleted it. And if we have successfully deleted it, we can actually chain on it then here. So there we go. So if we have successfully deleted it, now how we're going to verify that? What is going to be the test that we are going to run for that? So here's a quick test. If our object is deleted, and again, if we try to search that object, then we're going to get a null. Make sense? Yep, it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain a couple of then here, and I'm going to show you a classic mistake that everybody does. So we're going to just chain a callback here. So we're going to simply go ahead and chain like that. And we're going to simply ask this student that, hey, I want to find something, and I'm going to just find one because I don't want to look into an entire array. I know this is going to be just one. And here I'm going to simply say, hey, I'm looking for a person whose name is actually deleter. So there we go. So that's what we are asking, that, hey, find me a person whose name is deleter. And of course, there's not going to be anybody with the deleter name. That's a very specific name. So we're going to ask, hey, if there is anybody who is deleter. And what's the specialty of these chaining of these dot then is you can actually chain back as much then as you like. And this second then is only going to execute once this then actually finishes off. And what more important is, whatever the parameters it just throws off, like whatever the result is going to be for the student dot find one, can actually be passed on directly in this manner here. Now here comes a classic mistake. Now notice here, I'm just writing this one-liner code here. Now only in these cases, then only this, whatever the value returns back is being passed on the second then. I'm going to verify that in a moment as well. So we're going to write a simple then here. Now in this, we're going to again fire up a callback. So we're going to just fire this up like that. There we go. So in here, what we're going to get is going to be a student. If I can write that, student. So this student is the result that's coming up from a previous callback. And here I want to write my assertion. So I'm going to simply say assert. And all we have to do is check out just one simple thing that, hey, student should be null. We shouldn't get any result back from the previous one. So we're going to simply say null. If that's all true, then it's all awesome. It's all good. But there's a couple of things we have to do. Again, we didn't use any done here, so we should do that. So I'm going to just pass on a done here. And just after this assertion, we're going to simply say, hey, I'm also done here. So that's one thing. So we're going to now save this here. Again, a little bit formatting kicks in with the removing of the brackets and the done. That's awesome. So we're going to now close this, Control C, and we are going to run this test again. Hopefully this is going to get passed this time. And there we go. So we can see that we have got a create test, we have got a read test, and we have got a delete test as well. All of them are passing on. Now let's try to fail this test as well. Surely if we just put in place of null, we put anything, it's going to fail. But here's a classic mistake that everybody does. Now I'm going to cut this thing for a minute. So what usually happens is we throw a callback. Just after callback, we use these curly braces, hit enter, and we can write this code of line here as well. Now this one is giving us a little bit problem. Okay, let me hit Command Z a couple of times so that I can show you what exactly I wanted to show you. Okay, so this callback actually goes from this bracket to this bracket. So yeah, I need to actually cut this till the blue bracket. So I'm going to cut that here. Okay, looks good. And now curly braces, hit enter, and there we go. So this is all good. This is all awesome. This is not going to throw you any error at all. But when you actually save this now, because now you are not using a single one-liner, you are using these curly braces. Now let's test it out again one more time. Hit that Control C and hit that npm run test. And there we go. We got a problem here. Now this is a classic problem. It says, hey, hook ensure done is there and all of that blah, blah stuff. But technically what's happening here is, let me hit Command Z a couple of times because we want to get back here. And there we go. So what happens is in the one-liner of these then only this result is being actually thrown into the second then. Otherwise, it's just going to keep it and you have to manually return that. Surely there is nothing wrong in that style of code, but you have to return that to the another next then, which is waiting for you. So again, this is a classic mistake which is being done by the initial coders who write these kinds of code. Nothing wrong in it. Everybody faces these problems. Nothing bad in having a problem. So one last time, we want to save this up and we want to kill this off and want to run our test again. There we go. And 3 passing. That's awesome. That looks so good. So now where we are so far, we have written a couple of tests. Of course, we should have been writing them in a separate file, but I have given that as assignment. We have got a create test, we have got a read test, we have got a delete test. What's remaining is an update test, which is again super simple. Since you're watching these videos, it should be simple. So that's it for this video. I hope you're enjoying them. Let's catch up in the next one.